It's just over 3 years of me moving to Miami, and this time 3 years ago, like when I first got here, life was so different. I was making no money, I had no job, I was stressing the holidays and traveling and getting gifts for everybody. And it's crazy because now, just 3 years later, I've financially had one of like the best months of my life in terms of like all of my sources of income. And it just goes to show, like, if you just stay in the game and you don't give up on yourself, you can really make it happen. I know it sounds crazy. So as we continue this walk, is Miami still worth it? Do I regret anything? Do I want to live anywhere else? I feel like after 3 years, you're no longer new, right? 3 years, you should be situated. And I can say this, said it before, love Miami. I don't see myself ever really moving outside of Florida. I want to put life into perspective, right? So where I'm from, Framingham, Massachusetts, the average rent cost to live in my hometown is basically the same amount it is for me to live here in Miami. So when you put it into perspective like that, it's like I could pay the same amount of money to live in my hometown where really nothing's going on. It wasn't exciting. It's not meant for me, right? What people get like mixed up into is like the uncertainty, and like, trust me, I get it. That shit sucks. But realistically, is like, if you don't ever change your environment, you're never gonna grow, right? And I feel like Miami is one of the best places where you can actually change your environment. To me right now, it's the most up and coming city with the most potential in the United States. LA had its time. New York City will always be New York. It'll always be Manhattan. I personally do not like New York City. So I already knew that NYC for me was not the place. Miami, the opportunity and everything is truly substantial. So for me, especially if you're a freelancer, oh my God, like if you're a freelancer, there's so much money in Florida that like, it's a different way. Like if you just get after it, like the sky is really the limit. But even if you have a 9 to 5, if you get a good salary, you don't pay state tax, you know what I mean? There's a lot of little things that go into moving into Florida that I think are very beneficial. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that it's the best place for you, but I still highly think that it's worth it. I would recommend it to everybody. Like, look at this. There's so many outdoor parks and just ways to be active. It's like, how do you not want to be around this healthy lifestyle? You know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, Miami has such a high standard. Everybody looks good and everybody gets their body done. It's like, yeah, to be honest, I can't lie. All that fake, botched up shit, that's not for me. But when you can actually promote a healthy lifestyle, like, I can truly say that being in Miami has shown me, like, I've met dudes who are in their like 40s, 50s, even 60s, and they look great. Like, people think working out in your 20s is hard. Bro, imagine being in your like 40s and 50s and having a six pack. Like, I couldn't even fucking imagine. But being around that and being around like their mentality is like, it's cool to see and it's cool to be around. You know, I can say realistically back in Boston, I wasn't really seeing some dudes that is yoked up, and like, that's the environment. Like, you're definitely influenced by the environment that you're in. That's why it's always so important. Your friends, your living conditions, like, who are you influenced by? So I also want to talk about the power of influence and image. Now, what do I mean by that, right? So one of the things that I actually find myself in right now is not truly being around outside of my guys. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, like, my guys are my guys. Y'all know the deal. That's a gang. But in terms of like meeting new people in networking, it's kind of difficult to be around the people that I want to be around. Maybe I just haven't hit that point in my life yet where I'm around the right network. But I will say that your image, when you do get the opportunity to meet the right people, is very important. For example, I can't emphasize this enough, that you have to dress in a way that you want to be approached and respected. Your reputation is so important, and one thing I learned about living in Miami is that your image is heavily influenced by that. So like, I know when I dress like in my streetwear fashion, people are probably gonna think I'm a delinquent, I go out clubbing, I'm an F-boy, right? Like, I know that, but like when I wear my business attire or like suit or like business casual, it's like, I know I'm gonna be perceived a certain way. And it's like, I know this is true because it happens to me all the time with random people. And as much as I will always be an advocate for not caring about other people's opinion, at the end of the day, you will always be judged based off your appearance. So it's better to just accept it and kind of embrace it. One of the biggest things and takeaways from 2024 that I'm heavily gonna implement into 2025, and I'm a big advocate for, like when I talk to my people, like this is what I always talk about, is building a foundation and being prepared and having a reputation. When it comes to building a foundation and being prepared, you gotta really sit and think about what you wanna do with your life and execute it. You know, I've always talked about having a plan and what are you gonna do to execute said plan. This is a great example. One of my people, they wanna be a personal trainer, fitness coach. I'm like, okay, bro, that's great. You definitely can. They have all the skill sets, they have all the abilities, they have the personality. But when you go to their socials and technically their business platform, they don't have anything to show for it. But he has literally everything to be a personal trainer. And again, apply this to your own life and whatever it wants to be, photographer, videographer, any sort of freelancing, sales position, right? You have to act in the way that you want to be perceived, right? So I tell him, I'm like, bro, you want to be a personal trainer, right? Okay, cool. But you have nothing on your page that screams, I'm a personal trainer. Do you have any business cards that you can hand out to people? Like, let's say you meet someone tomorrow, right? This is how everybody needs to think. No matter what you want to do, let's say you meet someone tomorrow and they want to be a paying client, or whatever the case may be. Do you have the foundation and the absolute basics? Like, do you have a business account set up? Do you have a way to get paid outside of Zelle, right? Are you ready to actually take on clients? And for the most part, 95% of people are gonna be like, no, I don't, right? So there's a lot of preparation that goes into the back end of things that a lot of people overlook, so that when it's time and they do meet somebody, it's like they're not even ready for it, and like I said, they're not prepared. And it's not just this one person. I've had this conversation with him and he understands that now. You know, this channel, I like to put y'all on with advice that truly has helped me in being prepared and having the image that you've been doing this for a long time, even though maybe you haven't been, will set you up for success, and honestly will give you a lot more respect by others even in the community, because if they know that you're new and you act like a professional, they're gonna be like, damn bro, you got it. One of the biggest things I've learned, I talked about before, is people wait for opportunity to come to them and not create opportunity for themselves, right? If you don't create opportunity for yourself, I promise you, bro, you're gonna be broke and you're gonna be depressed, because it's like, you're just gonna sit there and think like, why isn't this happening for me? Why isn't this happening for me? Bro, you're not putting in the work. You don't even really deserve it. Realistically, you know what I'm saying? So another takeaway from 2024, I meet so many people, and I don't know if it's just because like I'm in the modeling and media industry, and that probably is why, but like I just say freelancing in general, like there's so many people that are like so envious, which is crazy. Like if you hold envy in your heart, God bless you, because you ain't really gonna make it nowhere in life, no matter how far you get. That they don't even deserve something and they think they do. That blows my fucking mind. Like, people are so ungrateful for opportunities, big or small, and it's like they always want more. It's like, bro, take what you can get, eat what you can kill. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, you know, don't have standards and go for what you want, but like, god damn, bro. I've lived in Miami now for 3 years, but there have been people that have lived here like their whole life, and they're like, bro, how are you living in the city? How are you doing X? How are you doing Y? And I'm like, bro, you grew up here, you're content. You know what I mean? Like, I came here and you kind of have to act a certain, like a different way. Like, you need to have that mindset. Like, I got to get after it. And don't get me wrong, that's still one of the biggest things that I struggle with, is like, do I feel like I'm managing, oh, there's some lizards and shit running around. I still struggle with thinking like, am I handling my time management properly? Could I be doing more with my time? Am I doing the right thing with my time? Focus on yourself so much that you eliminate all other distractions. Now, when I talk about distractions, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, social media, because like social media, it's like, it's a double-edged sword, because you need to be on social media to kind of, you know, grow your business, this, that, and the third, but limit the amount of distractions that you have on social media. For example, don't follow brain dead activity. I personally am not an advocate for Netflix or like TV shows, like that consume so much of your time that's really wasted opportunity. If you want to learn how to do something in a skill set, right, get on YouTube and literally type how to do X, Y, and Z. And if you don't know what to even look up, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, literally search up Financial Literacy 101. What is money? How is money created? Like, like how to build a good credit score, like how to buy your first real estate property. Like, there's so many things that are actually beneficial to your life that people don't even know the basic understanding of. It's sad to say, but that's the society that we live in, that people would rather consume brain dead activity that does nothing for them versus consuming content that can truly better their life. So limit the amount of distractions and limit what you consume. Just make it very niche on what you're actually going to research. Now, also with limiting distractions is don't look at other people's life and compare yourself and feel jealous and feel envy, because like I said previously, that's gonna get you nowhere in life, right? When you have envy and jealousy in your heart, you'll always look at other people and say, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? And I feel like I kind of suffered from that. Not envy or jealousy, but like I definitely, when I first moved here, was like, damn, I'm living in a studio. I don't even have a washer, dryer. Looking back, that built character, and like I would go through that again, right? But like obviously when I first moved here, I'm like, damn, I don't have this. I really want this. I see other people online, especially when they're younger than me, have this. Like, how do I not have this? Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, that built character, I would do it all over again. But that's something that I'm definitely happy that I don't actually like hold in my heart anymore, because it's gonna get you nowhere. And I see so many people, like I said, maybe it's a Miami thing, but I think it's really a life thing. and the industry that I'm around and kind of in, that people have so much envy and why didn't I get this and why didn't I get that? Bro, I just view things as like that opportunity wasn't for me. What's for me is for me. So when it comes my way, I'm gonna capitalize on it. That's it, you know what I mean? Like kind of stay down till you come up. I kind of went on a ramble, so I appreciate it if you made it this far, but this is kind of my life update. This is what my life is like right now, and truly looking back on these videos, and especially the old ones that I did, like when I was 6 months in Miami, like if you've made it here right now, go watch my 6 months in Miami update. Go look at how I'm talking, my mindset, how I look. Like I just look fucking defeated, no bullshit. Like I look so down bad. And then 3 years later, like where I am now, like it's crazy. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I love Miami, would highly recommend it to everybody. Just get out of your comfort zone, change your environment for the better. It's okay to have high standards and be around that high level environment because it's gonna push you to do better. But with that being said, I'm at a position now where I truly feel like Miami's cool, Miami's great. I built my foundation here and I can always come back. I'm at a point now where I'm like, ooh, I want more. Not more in the sense of like, well, obviously life, but like I need to see more, I need to travel more, I need more stories to tell, I need more memories. Like living in Florida now, cool, 3 years, been there, done that. But like, I wanna spend time in Europe, I wanna travel around Europe, I wanna, you know, go to LA. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of LA, if I'm gonna do this whole modeling and media, I'm gonna do it now, and I'm gonna build as many memories and stories that I can, because I truly feel like changing your environment makes you a better person. And I feel like I need more self-development and kind of more hardships to be the best man that I can. And I feel like traveling and getting out of your comfort zone, for me personally, is what truly kind of took my life to where it is now. And I feel like I need to do that again. But you know, when I'm 27, 28, 30, like who knows what it's gonna be. And this is just dope for me to look back on, and hopefully it is inspiring for y'all who watch. And you know, like I said, dog, I'm in the best city in the United States that, you know, definitely a young adult can live in. If you made it this far, thank you for watching me ramble and listening to my TED Talk. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe for all future content in this journey. This is my life update, and until next time, I catch y'all later.